Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Tarannum Salman. The headlines. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and the world over are observing Black Day today against the illegal Indian occupation of Jammu and Kashmir. In occupied Kashmir, complete shutdown is being observed today to tell the world that the Kashmiris reject India's illegal occupation of the territory. In Brussels, members of the European Parliament and community leaders have demanded an international probe into gross human rights abuses by Indian forces in occupied Kashmir. Saudi Arabia says it will prosecute the suspects involved in the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in Turkey this month. And Pakistan will take on Malaysia in the semi-final of the Asian Hockey Champions Trophy in Muscat tonight. Now the news in detail. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and the world over are observing Black Day today to tell the world that India had occupied Jammu and Kashmir against their will and is denying them their inalienable right to self-determination. On October 27, 1947, Indian troops had invaded Jammu and Kashmir and occupied it in total violation of the partition plan of the subcontinent and against the Kashmiris' aspirations. In occupied Kashmir, complete shutdown is being observed today to mark the 27th October as Black Day to convey to the world that the Kashmiris reject India's illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir. Call for the shutdown has been given by the Joint Resistance Leadership comprising Sayyid Ali Gilani, Mirwais Umar Farooq and Muhammad Yasin Malik and supported by other pro-freedom organizations. The puppet authorities have deployed hundreds of Indian forces personnel in Srinagar and other major towns to prevent people from holding anti-India demonstrations. In Azad Kashmir, main function of the day was held in Muzaffarabad, which was attended by Prime Minister Azad Kashmir Raja Farooq Haider Khan, Federal Minister for Kashmir Affairs and Gilgit-Baltistan Ali Amin Khan Gandapur, and other prominent personalities. Speaking on the occasion, Ali Amin Khan Gandapur saluted the Kashmiri people for their passion and determination in their just cause. He said Pakistan will continue to extend moral, diplomatic, and political support to the Kashmiri brothers and sisters and raise voice for them at all available forums. He said no power on earth can deprive Kashmiris of their right to self-determination, acknowledged by the United Nations as well. In his address, AJK Prime Minister Raja Farooq Haider Khan said that Azad Jammu and Kashmir was liberated by the sons of soil from Dogra rulers after tremendous sacrifices and reiterated the resolve of the Kashmiri people that struggle would continue till the liberation of the occupied part of Jammu and Kashmir from India and make it a part of Pakistan. The All-Party Hurriyat Conference Azad Jammu and Kashmir chapter staged protest in Islamabad today to condemn the Indian grave human rights abuses and atrocities in occupied Kashmir. The protesters were holding black flags and banners and chanting anti-India and pro-freedom slogans. Speaking on the occasion, the APHC AJK leaders reiterated their unflinching resolve to continue the struggle till resolution of the Kashmir issue. They said resolution of the lingering Kashmir issue is a prerequisite to world peace. The leaders urged international community to pressurize India and play their due role for the solution of the Kashmir issue. They said Pakistan is effectively raising the Kashmir issue at every forum. Members of the European and Belgian Parliament and community leaders have demanded an independent international investigation into the gross human rights violations in the Indian-occupied Kashmir as recommended by the United Nations Office of High Commissioner on Human Rights in its report this year. They were addressing a conference organized by the Embassy of Pakistan in Brussels to draw attention of international community to the human rights violations in the Indian-occupied Kashmir. The speakers condemned the use of pellet guns by Indian forces, which had blinded thousands and killed hundreds of Kashmiris since the martyrdom of young Kashmiri leader Burhan Wani in July 2016. They referred to the report of UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights that over 1,000 people were detained under the draconian Public Safety Act in just 1 year between March 2016 and August 2017. Meanwhile, talking to Radio Pakistan, Minister for Human Rights Shireen Mazari said that Pakistan will forcefully raise the Kashmir dispute and expose the Indian state terrorism and atrocities in occupied Kashmir at every forum. She said that Pakistan completely stands behind the Kashmiri people in their just struggle for their right to self-determination. The minister said the world community should take notice of the human rights violations in the held territory. Radio Pakistan will broadcast a special program based on radio reports in connection with Black Day observed by people of Kashmir and Pakistan against the Indian occupation in its national hookup at 7 tonight. This is Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has expressed optimism that Saudi financial package to Pakistan will stabilize the economy. Talking to media in Multan this evening, he said the economic difficulties faced by the country will be reduced with assistance from friendly countries. Information Minister Fawad Chaudhry has categorically stated that Pakistan will not hold any covert talks either with India or with Israel. He was reacting to the tweet of PMLN leader Ehsan Iqbal, who sought clarification from the government over reports circulating in the social media that an Israeli aircraft allegedly visited Islamabad. The Information Minister said Pakistan today would not have been facing the current situation if the former rulers had shown concerns to address the problems. He, however, said Pakistan today is in safe hands. Civil Aviation Authority has clarified that no Israeli aircraft entered Pakistani airspace or landed at any of its airports. A spokesperson of the Civil Aviation Authority said that the reports in this regard are totally baseless. Railways Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed has said that concrete measures are being taken to put Pakistan Railways on modern lines. Talking to newsmen in Lahore today, he said that Pakistan Railways has approved a 5-minute stoppage for all trains at Raiwind railway stations to facilitate the participants of Tablighi Ijtima. Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Zafar Mahmood Abbasi has said that Pakistan Navy is ever ready for safeguarding the territorial waters of the country and is completely capable of discharging this duty. He was talking to officers and jawans of Pakistan Navy fleet participating in the ongoing exercise Sea Spark. The Supreme Court has imposed a ban on airing Indian content on Pakistani TV channels. Hearing the case pertaining to airing of Indian and other countries' programs on Pakistani channels in Karachi today, 3-member bench of the Apex Court, headed by Chief Justice of Pakistan Justice Mia Saqib Nisar, also suspended the High Court decision in this regard. Saudi Arabia says it will prosecute the suspects involved in the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in Turkey this month. This was stated by Riyadh's foreign minister at a regional defense forum in Manama in Bahrain. His comments came after Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan called for the extradition of 18 Saudi nationals who were allegedly involved in the murder of Khashoggi. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia admitted that Khashoggi's murder had been premeditated but denied the involvement of kingdom's crown prince Mohammed bin Salman. In Nigeria, at least 11 people were killed in a boat accident in the river Bakuru in Benue State. A spokesperson of the National Inland Waterways Authority said 7 of the passengers were still missing. Iran says United States was isolated among its traditional allies in its confrontation with Tehran. Speaking to Parliament, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani said even Europe was siding with Tehran against reimposition of US sanctions. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. And before we end the bulletin, here once again are some of the headlines. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and the world over are observing Black Day today against the illegal Indian occupation of Jammu and Kashmir. In occupied Kashmir, complete shutdown is being observed today to tell the world the Kashmiris reject India's illegal occupation of the territory. In Brussels, members of the European Parliament and community leaders have demanded an international probe into gross human rights abuses by Indian forces in occupied Kashmir. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.